All right, guys, craft fair season is upon us, or vendor shows or farmers markets or whatever you call them in your area, but the time is now. Now, you may have already gotten started in your area depending on the weather and where you live and all that good stuff, but for us here, our first show is in 8 days. So today I am making a display rack for my wife's booth. Now, I do the woodworking, but she has a small business, a side hustle of her own, and she makes t-shirts that are really geared towards blue-collar Christian men, like the one I'm wearing today. Measure twice, cut once, pray always. So let's get going. What I didn't mention up front was that, so this rack, this stand has to be totally movable. And it's got to be able to fit into the back of my wife's SUV. So if we're taking my truck all the time, which we do a lot when we do these shows, no problem. We just throw it in the back of that. But there may be times when we travel out of town or we do something overnight and we'd rather just take the SUV. It's more comfortable to drive in, those sort of things. And so it's got a lot less miles than my truck does. So so this thing's got to be able to be broken down. So we're going to make it in pieces. So this part will be able to be removed from each individual leg, and each individual leg will be separate. All right, so we've got our top ready to go. I just need to vacuum it off, but everything's flush, it's flat. We got everything smoothed out, and so this is ready for paint. So what we ended up doing, right there. So this is where the top of our leg is going to go on each side. So this will give us a way to it's going to be a tight fit. I've already got those cut down, so they'll fit in. They'll just set in like that all the way up once we get the legs on. It's going to be a nice tight fit, so that way there's not a lot of wobble or anything when we're at the craft fairs, even if we've got some wind going on. So now we just really need to work on our legs. From there, then we get the fun stuff. We're going to build the two just kind of square frames. I've got a big, large dowel rod. They are going to sit in the top of here. So once we figure out where I want to put them, once I get them built out, we're actually going to end up putting another block underneath the bottom side. So we've got a little bit more to put the dowel into, so and support it. So that way she can turn them, the displays, depending on where our booth is set up and that sort of thing. So we'll get started on the legs. So for those of you that have been watching the channel for the last several months since we got started, I told you in the first video that I was very unfamiliar with hand tools. What you just saw, or what you've seen in this video a few times, is the first time I have ever used any type of hand plane whatsoever. And this is a little cheap one that I bought at, I don't even know, Harbor Freight or Lowe's. And I'm not even sure if I'm using it for the right application, for the right thing. I was just trying to smooth the lip off of these, and you saw me use it earlier on the top to try to level some stuff out. I'll say, even though I probably wasn't using it right, way faster than a sander, which is what I've always done. So, very first time ever using a hand plane of any kind. It's pretty fun, so I think I may explore that a little bit more. But I just wanted to let you guys know that exactly what I said from the very beginning. You're going to see me try new things, do new things, things I've never done. But just wanted to share that with you because that's something I've been really kind of intimidated about, to be honest with you. So, cool. And I'm sure somebody will say in the comments that that wasn't the right one, or wasn't the right way to hold it or use it, or the right form. I don't know anything about that. It's something I do want to learn, but I did want to go ahead and give it a shot while I had a need for it. So, cool. We've got the top part legs built. I've got to build the big braces for the bottom, kind of the branches that are going to go out for the support. So I'll get working on that now. All right, now we are just going to do 45s on each of these. But we're going to call that a night. I've got to go pick up my kid from tennis practice. We've just got to glue and nail the leg braces on. And then from there, these just get put into the top and we'll be ready to paint. Once we paint, then we can put our clothes hanging bar across it, went blank. And we can get ready to do our mannequins. Let's get her done. I'll see you in the morning with coffee. Well, all right. Good morning. It is Monday morning. Now, it's not the next morning. It is Monday morning. I did take the weekend off to hang out with the family and hang out with my teenager and do some stuff with him. So we're back on finishing this clothes rack today for my wife's craft booth. We've got to finish the legs up. They're mostly done. We've got to do some painting, and then we've got to make the actual displays. We're going to do 2 displays for her to put some t-shirts on while we're at the craft shows or the farmers markets or vendor fairs. We also did take this weekend, though. My son, my 15-year-old, is 6'6", basically. And so I like to take advantage of that whenever I can. He's going to hate me even saying that because he hates being that tall. Very difficult to find pants or clothes that fit well. But we did put some shop lights in this weekend. You know, one thing I said early on in this channel is it's one thing to have the shop that you can build in and work in and have fun in. It's another thing to try to have the shop set up to film and make the videos clear and as good a quality as you're able to make them. And that's certainly a learning curve. And so I'm working on trying to do those things so these videos are sharper, the pictures are better, the quality's better, so it's a little more, you know, satisfying to watch. And so audio and lighting, those are all things that, you know, it's kind of trial and error. So one thing we've done is, you probably noticed in the videos that we're doing now that we haven't had previously, is I've got blackout curtains over the 2 big windows that are mostly behind me most of the time. And so I'm hoping that'll help with the light changing and keep everything more consistent. And then these overhead lights that we put in, like I said, they're just cheap ones off Amazon. We'll see how long they last. But it certainly maybe make the lighting more even in here. And so maybe the video quality be a little bit better. Apparently I've had too much coffee this morning. But I'm going to get working. Let's get this thing finished up. Well, all right, guys, we got the clothes rack finished, painted, clear coated. It's all dried. We went ahead and brought it inside my office just to keep it for the weekend so it didn't take up room in the shop. But we kind of put some shirts on it for you. Obviously, when we go to the vendor shows, there's going to be more shirts down here on the bottom, but just kind of wanted to show you what it would look like, give you a general idea. And I think it turned out pretty well. It's going to serve a great purpose for our craft fair. It's going to free up some table space for both the woodworking side and the t-shirt side of our booth. And so I think it's going to work out really well. Hey, I wanted to give one more cheap plug to my wife's business. I'm going to put the address for the website right down below, and go check it out. Guys, if you are wanting to show your personality, your character, if you like getting your fingers dirty or getting sawdust covering you, and you want to wear something that points that out, man, check it out. And ladies, if you're watching this and you want to get your guy something that kind of shows everybody his personality and the things he's into, you can check it out as well. That would be great. I want to show you one I really like. Besides the ones I've been wearing during the video, this one says faith, tools, and purpose. You know we've talked about that on the channel. Check out the website. It'll make my wife happy. That in turn would make me really happy. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video about craft fair projects that are great good sellers. I'm going to put it up in the corner, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.